Hey, everybody, welcome to week three. Keep up the good work. We're going to be at the halfway point before you know it. This week, we're going to get into talking about some of the various different types of data in healthcare. And, this is a place where healthcare kind of struggles a little bit. If you go back in time, and look at the traditional patient charts. They were physicians did a lot of their documentation in kind of what I call narrative form, right? So writing out in more of a natural voice, something like 52-year-old male presents with symptoms of blah 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 blah. So very narrative. That allows a provider to be very detailed. However, it makes data mining and data analysis very challenging. Okay. Now, we have done some things over the last decade with something called sentiment analysis, where I can say, look for given keywords. A lot of organizations that do a lot of surveys do this. So if you've ever filled out a survey before, you know that usually it's a combination of you're going to have some structured feedback and you're going to have some unstructured feedback, right? So structured meaning I'm clicking check boxes or option buttons, right? On a scale of 1 to 5, how satisfied were you with the service, right? And then usually down at the bottom, you'll see more of those open-ended, non-structured, non-codified questions in a survey, like tell us more about your experience. What were you happy with? That gives the customer an opportunity to truly expand on their thoughts, but again, very difficult to mine that data. So that's where we try to move more towards those codified data elements. So, checking a box, clicking option buttons, it makes it way easier to aggregate and report out. That said, it's a very, very slow process to change systems and also change the way physicians work in their documentation. So when I started writing EHR software 20 plus years ago, we still had a lot of very large free text spots for physicians to document their progress notes and their SOAP notes. Okay. To move away from that, it takes two things. Number one, it takes a change in the software configuration, but also you have to change the workflow of the clinician. So you have to train them on how to do that. Okay. If I'm dealing with a physician that's right out of med school, just finished residency, that's a pretty easy sell. But if I'm trying to convince a physician that's maybe been in practice for 30 years, they probably started their career charting on paper. So it's a slow process to get them to move. So we'll talk about some of the implications to that in terms of being able to do useful things with data. So look forward to seeing what you come up with this week, and hope you all have a great week.